Ja, ieder hand.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaronism. Today, talking about everyone's favorite multi-billion-dollar lie, Curiosity. The car-sized, selfie-snapping Mars rover. Yep, a rover on Mars. 2 in science. You know me better than that, right? I mean, what do I say? Believe what you want. Don't trust men. But I will tell you that you should look at everything super close, and this one especially, because something's fishy about that Mars rover, and by fishy, I mean someone is stealing from your pockets in front of your face and then laughing about it. So people always ask me, dude, why do you hate science so much? And I absolutely do not hate science. But if any scientist thinks that that rover is actually on Mars, well, let's just say I think he's both a bad judge and a blind observer, and nothing more than another parishioner at St. Lawrence de Krause's Apostolic Parish, where they pray the evolution creed, and our Darwin, who art in nonsense, and of course the almighty trinity of relativity, the sun, and the holy gravity. Yeah, the virgin birth of the universe and the Big Bang. Of course, the divine peer-reviewed journal. And we have to remember all the saints. St. Galileo, the patron saint of no evidence. St. Copernicus, of course, the patron saint of ass-backwardness of antithesis. St. Giordano Bruno, patron saint of fire. St. Newtonian, patron saint of make-believe forces. And we can't forget St. Kepler, patron saint of ovals. Then you've got St. Sagan, the patron saint of turtlenecks. And of course the current bishops and all their holy dioceses, including Bishop Dawkins, Bishop Cox, and Bishop Neal. Wait, it's Bishop Neal before Cox. Right. It's so spherical. Anyway, I got carried away there. I was saying, yeah, I love science. I mean, it's so much better than religion. Ugh. Believing in books and concepts without evidence, dogmas and infallible foundations. It just feels so much better to be always right. Be a fan of science. I'm actually debating a guy a little bit later tonight on the age of the Earth. I've been practicing. Let's see how I do. It's 4.54 billion years old, you freaking desert wandering idiot. Not bad, huh? I think I'll win. Well, I mean, I have to win. Got science. Facts. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Mars. That's right. I remember now. Curiosity is in Greenland. I know. Sounds crazy. But I'm about to show you. So, come along.
What you are about to see is bizarre.
So there I was, just minding my own business, looking at Google Earth, and this big, snow-covered monstrosity is staring me in the face like, why is that covered in snow? I look into Ireland and some other areas around it, Iceland. Ireland gets snow only once a year, 1 day a year. So I keep digging a little bit deeper, and I finally get underneath this cloud cover here, and a few images pop up. And I say, oh, images, what are they? Well, this is what you got, which I'm sure that looks familiar to you, right? Looks just like the pictures they give us of Mars. So I'm just kind of creeping around here, and definitely noticing the same kind of undulation changes, and same kind of rock, same kind of dirt. Only thing that's missing is that nice little red tint that they pay somebody $150,000 a year to put on there. And then I see little things there, so well, it's not Mars, because they got some weird little tires and little ATVs over there. But I was just kind of looking around, see what we could find. There's another one of those ATVs, some antennas set up. But those mountains, those rocks, definitely exactly like we see on Mars. So I said, I wonder what they're doing out here. What is all this equipment for? I'm sure it can't be NASA, right? Whose orange Hummer is this? Okay, that looks like a NASA symbol. Well, let's dig a little further because I can't really see anything on here other than it certainly looks like a NASA symbol. And I can't read that. Tried. Cameras set up, tents, ATVs, food. They've been there a while. It's not a one-day trip. Got their antenna set up out in the middle of nowhere in Greenland. Another ATV, a leveler equipment. So that was all that picture had. Let's see what this one's got. So this one here said roving the Arctic. So what is that? Doesn't make any sense. So pop in here. See if we can find anything. Again, same kind of mountains. That looks like the same kind of water I've seen before that I thought was water on Mars. Who knows? Zoom in. What's that? Oh, nothing. Just looked like it was funny. So I'll keep kind of going through here and see if it... What the... Yeah. So, I think I found out where Mars is, guys. It's just about 1,000 miles north of me. Not quite the distance that NASA says, but I can't find anybody who's in charge of this. They must be hiding behind these rocks. Oh, no, there they are out in front of everybody, just standing there. Lovely. Clown number 1, clown number 2, and clown number 3. These. Ooh. All right, let's check out some of these other pictures. I saw another one over here. This one says Drill Hill. All right. Just go in here. Totally looks like the Mars terrain to me. Just need the red filter. Let's see. Can we find anything? I see the mountains. There's the road like we saw on last Monday. I bet you these guys are just scamming us. Nothing this whole way. Definitely looks like Mars terrain, though. All right, let's head back this way. Yeah, if you go look at Mars pictures, go to Gigapan or any site that has, you can even go to nasa.gov and look at all their Mars frauds. And check out those images. They're identical to these. Yeah, this is very empty here. Oh, there's one of those ATVs. All right, now we're on something. Oh, we got another truck. Oh yeah, it says NASA. What's that say? Mars Project?
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit.
Oh, thanks, Chevy. Couldn't have said it better myself. So that's what they're doing, huh? We got these scientists, I guess, up there driving ATVs, stealing everybody's money, sending pictures back from the car-sized rover. Oh boy, car-sized. This thing's just driving around taking pictures. Unbelievable. Actually, if you ask me, it's quite believable. But what do you think? Are they sending scientists up on ATVs to practice on the rover in a remote island in Greenland? I doubt that, highly. But I did see something cool on the site. You could send Curiosity a postcard. So I was like, sweet, I want to send Curiosity a postcard. So step one, you have to choose your postcard. They try to give me this funny one of like a Mars landscape. I decided to go with this one. It's kind of the same. So I said, fictitious Ossity, can you see our moon from there? Strange phase, I know. So happy I get to send this. Hopefully this rover gets it soon. It's not very far. It's just up in Greenland. Hello, Curiosity. I hate you. You are pathetic. Your owners are pathetic, and so is your maker. I hope you explode. In case I haven't told you, by the way, you are not on Mars and cannot ever go there. Don't worry. They haven't told us either. We had to figure it out ourselves. Oh, and Johnny 5 is way better than you? You're a poser. Love, this human. Just ship that off to 123 Clowns Way, Stupid Island, Greenland, and they'll get it right away. Just make sure you put Clowns Way, because I think if you put Clown Way, it always goes to Buzz Aldrin automatically. So you gotta add that S. Be careful on that one. All right, I'm back. To me, it is becoming painfully obvious, but let's even look a little more deeper. So, supposedly a 23-month program. It landed August 6, 2012, so to August 6, 2013, it's 1 year. And then to August 6, 2014, that's another year. That's 24 months. That means the orbiter should be done, or the rover, whatever you call that little fake thing that they put on the screen for you. It's clearly not there, and it's clearly running on extra battery. But I mean, I know how that works. My phone's been stuck on 2% for probably a good year or two now. I don't even have to charge it. So, electronics are cool like that. They just seem to work sometimes well past what they're supposed to. Now, one of the funnier things I've ever seen is the next statement. Now, this is hard to believe, but when the rover got to Mars, first thing it did was drill right into the ground, pull up a nice little dirt sample, and I guess somehow dated it. Oh boy. What do you think the date came back? A couple thousand? Wrong. How about 4.2 billion years old, and it had only been exposed to the surface for 80 million years. Because it's science, we can figure that kind of stuff out, guys. Open a book. All you need to do is look at some of these assumptions that you must adhere to, or must happen in order for you to date it with potassium argon. We'll still get a couple of these. You can pause it right here if you want to see the rest of them, but the sample must have remained a closed system since the event being dated. Yeah, because we know that about Mars. Thus, there would have to be no loss or gain of potassium or argon, other than by radioactive decay. Departures from this assumption are quite common, particularly in areas of complex geological history, but such departures can provide useful information that is valuable in elucidating thermal histories. A deficiency of argon in a sample of known age, because you test things of known age, can indicate a full set of partial melt in the thermal history of the Earth. Reliability in the dating of geological feature is increased by sampling disparate areas which have been subjected to different kinds or different thermal histories. Okay. Great care is needed to avoid contamination of the samples by absorption of non-radiogenic argon from the atmosphere. We know that about Mars too, so that's good. The equation may be corrected by subtracting from argon measured the value, the amount present in the air, where argon is 295.5 times more plentiful than argon 36, argon 40, decayed, equals argon measured minus 295.5 times argon measured. So that's, we already took care of that. So I think it's good. All right, 4.25 or 4.54 or 4.2. What is it? 4.2 billion. Mars. Fact. Put in your book. Next. So now I got a quick important part to mention about Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I found interesting. So I definitely recommend the product. It's a cool little game or cool little simulator. Feels like you're flying. Even better than that, do you think it uses spherical geometry or flat Earth geometry? Yeah, so go home and read about some of these things. They're in the Flight Simulator PDF guidebook. So it talks about terrain mesh geometry. The latest cutting-edge terrain mesh triangulation and LOD computation algorithms are being designed to run in vertex shaders on 3D hardware. So it's basically talking about how they go about rendering your realistic atmosphere and your realistic Earth. And you see down here it says the RQT algorithm, as published, is really intended for flat Earth terrain, where the sea level elevation reference is assumed to be an infinite plane. Since Flight Simulator models the Earth's curvature, so notice it has to model the Earth's curvature. The system actually does perfectly fine on its own, renders a flat Earth, but they've got to go change it. We had to modify the algorithm a bit. You had to modify it. I think that would have been fine, just leave it alone. The main problem is that the unmodified RQT tends to eliminate nearly all the mesh vertices over large open expanses of the ocean, which it interprets as being completely flat. Well, so do we. Smart computer program. The solution is to increase the air metric for each point in the mesh by a height of the Earth's curvature above the line connecting the point opposite its neighbors. The result is an increase in the air metric roughly proportional to the distance to its neighbors. The larger the air, the less likely a point will be eliminated from the triangulation. This helps preserve the Earth's curvature in large areas with the same elevation. So did you notice everything worked fine? Then we had to make the Earth curve, and now all of a sudden Neil deGrasse thinks he's smart. And the Flight Simulator also says that after triangulation, the mesh vertices must be transformed to account for the Earth's curvature. Flight Simulator uses the ellipsoidal Earth model defined by the World Geodetic System. WGS-84 uses a geocentric rectangular coordinate system with the Earth's center of mass at the origin. The XYZ axis are shown below in the figure. Basically, the geodetic latitude at a point is the angle between the XY plane and the normal of the reference ellipsoid through that point. Basically, they have to do a whole bunch of work just to get this to model the Earth with curvature, where it is fine without it. The conversion from latitude to longitude and altitude above sea level to geocentric Cartesian coordinates is relatively straightforward using the equation below, where A equals blank Earth's equatorial radius, B equals Earth's polar radius, and E equals the ellipsoid eccentricity. I know what you need, though. You need some good news, so I have that too. Proposed for 2020 will be a brand new rover mission, part of NASA's Mars exploration program. Not to the moon, no. We're going to Mars with a rover. This long-term effort of robotic exploration of the red planet is designed to advance the high-priority science goals of Mars exploration. The mission would address key questions about the potential for life on Mars. The mission would also provide opportunities to gather knowledge and demonstrate technologies that address the challenges of future human expeditions. That's where we're going to spend our money, even though we already have a rover there doing the exact same thing. The mission would rely on the technological innovations, especially in regards to the entry, descent, and landing, as successfully demonstrated by the Mars Science Laboratory mission. The spacecraft would use a guided entry, descent, and landing system, which includes a parachute in the no atmosphere Mars, makes sense, descent vehicle, and during the final seconds prior to landing, an approach called a sky crane maneuver, which is the exact same thing they already did, for lowering the rover on a tether to the surface. This landing system represents a huge step in Mars' surface science and exploration capability. How? You already did it. Because it provides the ability to land a very large, heavy rover on the surface of Mars. We already did this in a more precise landing area. The rover design would also enable a Curiosity-class long-range mobility system on the surface of the red planet, allowing it to travel between 3 to 12 miles for the investigation of diverse rocks and soils and potentially other, so that's rocks and soils and potentially other surfaces. Thank you for doing the exact same thing again and pocketing more of our money, since nobody seems to realize that's exactly what's going on. It is ridiculous. All right. Seems like it's a good time for a pop quiz. Get your pen and paper out. I got a 10-question astronomy quiz. And now you're on the honor system, so no cheats. 10 multiple choice questions. Put in the comments your score. 0 through 10. Let's see how everyone does. Each question will be answered right after, so be honest. All right, everybody ready? Let us begin. Question 1. Jupiter spins right round in about how many hours? This is Jupiter doing a turn on its axis. Is it 10, 58, 70, or 33? Take a look at that. Jupiter spins around in its orbit in about how many hours? 10, 58, 70, 33? It is 10. So if you had that one, congratulations. And our next question is, the planet Venus has a longer day than Earth. One day on Venus takes how many days? A, 12, B, 55, C, 180, D, 243. Answer that one. 243. D was the correct answer. Next, the sun weighs 2,000 trillion tons, which is about blank times as much as the Earth, even though it is made almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, the lightest gases in the universe. A, 300,000, B, 900,000, C, 9 million, D, 90 million. Answer, 300,000. Congratulations if you got that one right. All right, next question. I'm also betting no one's perfect yet, but we'll see if I'm right or wrong on that one. 1970s, the U.S. Vikings 1 and 2 and Soviet Mars 3 and 5 probes all reached the surface of Mars? Or B, the U.S. Viking 1 and Soviet Mars 2, 3, 4, and 5 probes reached the surface of Mars? Or C, the U.S. Vikings 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 orbited Mars and the Soviet Mars 4 and 5 probes reached the surface? Or D, USA and Soviet Union attempted but never made it to Mars? Think about that. Look at your answers. A, B, C, or D. If you answer E, all of the above, you're wrong anyway. So I'd stick to A, B, C, or D. And your answer is A. A is the correct answer. Next question. A tablespoon of neutron star would weigh about blank pounds. A tablespoon of neutron star would weigh about blank pounds. 2620. A bunch of numbers with a 7 and a bunch of numbers with a 27. And the correct answer is B. The bunch of numbers with a 22. Don't know what that is exactly. I see millions. That's 22 trillion pounds. Next question. How many GPS satellites are currently functioning in space? Even though the correct answer is 0, you must choose from A, B, C, or D in current cosmology. So A is 13, B is 24, C is 39, D 116. Survey says C, 39. Next question. I guarantee nobody has 100% now. Could just say it. Quasars are the most distant objects known in the universe. Even the nearest is blank miles away. That's 58 a lot, and a lot more, and C is even more, and D is even more. A, B, C, or D? And the correct answer is C. A really, really big number that starts with a 5. I don't know what to say. I don't understand.
It's just, I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, next question. The sun travels around the galaxy once every 200 million years. A journey of A, 600 trillion miles, B, 600 quadrillion miles, C, 60 trillion miles, or D, 600 quintillion miles. A, B, C, or D? Survey says B, 600 quadrillion miles. In other words, Fantasyland. Next question, 2 more left. The opposite of black holes are estimated to be A, white holes, which spray out matter and light, B, a white vortex, which emits a magnetic flux, C, a whiteout, where light spins so fast it cannot be seen, or D, a white bang, where light and gas creates new galaxies. And the survey says A, white holes, which spray out matter and light. Last question. A day on Mercury lasts approximately as long as blank days on Earth. A, 7, B, 14, C, 59, or D, 110. A, B, C, or D? Survey says C, 59. So, anxious to hear how many of those absolutely inconsequential and unimportant answers you got right. Hopefully you got somewhere around 2 or 3. If you got more than that, you're scaring me. And if you got less than that, you're my best friend. Well, everyone, that's it for now. Moral of the story is to trust your eyes, trust yourself, and make sure the truth resonates with you. You can either believe that we have a remote control vehicle on Mars, a planet out in space, like the red dot in the sky, actually sending photos 140 million miles in seconds or minutes. Think about this. Flying at the speed of a jetliner, 500 miles per hour, it would take you 32 years just to get to Mars, nonstop. And they are remote controlling it? Sorry, not biting. I'm calling out bullshit. You're all thieves and a bunch of liars, and you like to dance around in your theoretical brains and pretend math is reality. And guess what? It isn't. Don't trust me, folks. Believe what you want. If you find the spending of billions upon billions of dollars so that Freemasons can get off on launching their rockets, oh yeah, Saturn V, baby, just so they can end up in the ocean, be my guest. Enjoy pretend land with Micho nonsense and Lawrence crap. Theoretical physicists. Please, physicists are people who study the physical world. These guys are studying the theoretical reality, while reality is right in front of us. And I'm stealing money when I ask for donations? Please. Like, Lawrence Krauss is earning every penny, playing pretend life, while getting to walk around with the title of doctor? Doctor. Sure, you're just as much as a doctor as Doogie Howser. And Doogie Howser never said, and I quote, so we can get something from nothing. And in this case, all we need is quantum mechanics. It's bullshit. If it looks like bullshit, smells like bullshit, and it's out 140 million miles away in bullshit space, well then, I'll take being called an idiot, because to trust you would make me stupid. I'm not going to Mars. You're not going. You can't even go to the moon. And you have robots on Mars and taking pictures of Pluto. Ha! Bluff called, buffoons. But don't trust me. It's your life. Believe what you want. But you may one day have to explain why you did. And if it is because you were afraid of being called stupid or not being in the in crowd, well, if you're never true to yourself, that's the absolute worst thing you can do. So, subscribe please. Check out Robert's son Janice on the show on Monday. And donate if you have any extra. Otherwise, my videos are always free. Enjoy them. Remember to be kind to one another. Don't lie to one another. But open your eyes. There's truth inside. This has been Jeranism. Until next time.